Good morning, everybody. It is 8:10 a.m., July 30th. All right, we got a range-bound market. We got a range-bound market. That was expected yesterday, especially since there's so much data coming out. And yesterday was the only really clean one without major data. Um, of course, today there's JOLTS jobs, and there's AMD and Microsoft reporting earnings today after the close. Okay, so I expect some range-bound activity today, again, and then fireworks after the close of Microsoft and AMD. Okay, that's what's going on. All right, um, nothing more than that. All right, like I said, price action can make you feel like, oh my God, like when the market went down yesterday. Usually you don't. It's like a trap. So, and that's exactly what happened. So, and at a flip of a dime yesterday, the market got bought up. All right. So, without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use volume profile and market profile to find structure in the market, along with supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, and the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the preceding day. This is my edge. This is how I see the market. It's my roadmap. I love how the data is constructed so I can see it. All right. That's how I see markets. Okay. And it helps me see the story. Right? You always want to know the story of the markets. Okay, just like yesterday, right? Big data coming up. So probability is you're not going to fall out of bed, go down, or go way up. People want to de-risk at the highs and the lows. Okay, because you don't know. You don't want to be holding the bag, right? So that's why that happens. All right. Lots of news this morning. We'll go over it. We'll go over it. Okay. But every day, all right. Like I say, have a cup of coffee with me. Right? So every day, 8:10 a.m., we go over news. Why stocks are moving, why stocks are going down. We go over economic calendar. We go over the earnings if there is any to be in play. All right. Then we move over daily charts, and then we move over to the main event. 8:30 a.m. usually is when I do the trade scenarios, long and short, and I do that analysis on the ES futures and the Nasdaq futures. Right? And for myself, I analyze those live with you guys. I don't do anything. You do it live. If you guys weren't watching, or if I'm by myself, I'm doing the same exact thing. But this time you get to watch me and be with me. Okay, and then we do long and short scenarios. Okay, now what happens for there? Now I have a trade plan, and once the market opens, I have to analyze the market open, which nobody knows how it's going to be. And then I have to analyze if my trade plan scenario is starting to come to fruition. I now have to go to market internals, order flow, gamma exposure levels, right? So what's leading the sectors, all that stuff comes into play. Now, if you go to my channel, I have a lot of shorts of a lot of trades I take and why I take them. Go to there and check it out. All right. And if you have any questions, let me know. All right. And if you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel and set an alert. All right. And if you really like it, well, you know what to do. You got to give me a big thumbs up, a like. I'm trying to grow this channel and appreciate your help if you can help me. All right. You can follow me on X at Gonzo719 as well. Okay. Now we're going to go right into the futures watches and see what's going on here. Now, Bitcoin did go up to 70 something K yesterday, and then somewhere overnight or something, it was down like 5% or something. And I guess it recovered a little bit. All right. But anyway, let's go over this. Ether's up 1%. Nasdaq's up 0.33. Silver's up 0.23. Gold's up 0.24. ES up 0.21. Russell's up 0.17. The dollar's up 0.10. 30-year bonds are up 0.10. Okay. 10-year yield reports at 820. Dow is down 0.06. VIX is down 0.42. We're still at over a 16 VIX, so that's giving us the nice volatility. Crude is starting to fall apart, down 0.77 under key levels. Bitcoin's down 1.05%. All right, let's move on to the Max 7 Plus. What do we have here? Leading the pack, Tesla, even though they have a recall, right? But people are really Piper Sandler about that. They found the key to the autonomous driving, and they're going to be the leader in that. That people love that in the stock. Okay. What else do we have? Broadcom up 0.92. Okay. Google's up 0.46. Apple's up 0.42. Amazon up 0.41. All right. AMD reports after the close. All right. Let's go to any laggards. There's a little laggard, but not much. Snowflakes down 0.24. That's about it. Okay, moving on to the top sectors. Who's leading the pack? Eli Lilly. They pulled back. Okay, they pulled back. So, Uber, I said yesterday, it was at a key support level. All right, Visa's been crushed a little bit, so people might be looking to buy some Visa. That's about it. All right, let's go to laggards. Okay, McDonald's actually had an earnings miss, but like skyrocketed higher yesterday. PepsiCo, that's not much down. That's in sympathy with Procter and Gamble, but Disney skyrocketed finally yesterday. Like I said, it was getting slaughtered, and I saw mainly probably because of the Wolverine and the Deadpool Marvel movie doing good. Sparked to Disney. Cat down 0.59. Procter and Gamble down 5.28%, with consumers peeling back their spending habits. Okay. This has kind of been a common theme. If even PepsiCo didn't have great earnings. McDonald's, the consumers not paying as much. All right, even though the government tells you our economy is unbelievable, well, it doesn't seem that way when these people talk about their earnings. Okay, moving on to my swing trade list. Let's check it out. Okay, PayPal had earnings. Market likes it, up 9.4%. Tilray also beat, up 7.65. I believe this is Stanley Black & Decker, up 7%. Affirm also, I believe, had earnings. They're up 4.51. JetBlue up 3.71. SoFi reported earnings, up 3%. Block up 2.49. American Towers up 2.36. SoundHound up 1.67. That is leaders right now on my swing trade list. Let's go to laggards. CrowdStrike. Woo-wee. So CrowdStrike, with that big outage, right? Finally, you're hearing about a lawsuit. And it's Delta Airlines. Okay? Seeking damages. This is probably going to be a trend. And it's going to cut into a lot of losses for CrowdStrike. Now, when that outage happened, I did look at it and go, CrowdStrike has a lot of moat in this industry. Wow. It shut down everything, which is a positive. But the negative is, what is going to happen legally when all these things were shut down? Hospitals, 911, crazy airlines. Okay? I believe eventually it will be something to nibble on. But you just don't know. That's why I stayed away from it, because I'm like, this is not over. Because that day, when it went down to 270, and by the end of the day, it was up to it almost went up to 320, and now look at it, 248 right now. Okay, John Deere, I believe that's John Deere, down 3.12. Merck had earnings down 2.41. There's the Bitcoin ETF down 1.10. Donald Trump down 0.9. Not a lot of laggards here. Okay, let's move on to the sectors. The guts. I could call it the guts of the market. All right, semis leading the pack. Okay, up 0.34. Financials up 0.30. Technology up 0.23. Followed by discretionary. Followed by healthcare. Okay, laggard, understandably, is Staples with Procter and Gamble. Okay, and that's why most likely the Dow is down a little bit. All right. Okay, I think we can get into some economic calendar, some market news, some earnings. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. All right, so what do we have today on tap? We have 9 a.m. I don't think that really moved markets much. However, JOLTS jobs at 10 a.m. Consumer confidence at 10 a.m. So 10 a.m. Okay, I say this a lot. I'm not entering at 9:50. All right. If I see something at 9:40, all right, I'll probably enter. But around 10 a.m., I'm waiting till about 10:10 for this noise to shake out if there's something there. It's just not worth it. Okay, just not worth it. Okay. Let's look at a little bit here investing. Let's just see. So, what do we have here? And again, I'm going to go over this quick because I probably went over it at Merck. Talked about that. Stock fell. Pfizer stock rose. CrowdStrike stock fell. Like I said about Delta, Tesla has a recall. JetBlue stock rose after the low-cost carrier posted surprise second quarter profit. PayPal rose 5%. Talked about that. That's about all right there. Let's go to these news. Let's see. This is kind of similar. Pfizer we just talked about. Procter & Gamble misses sales expectations on slowing demand. Tesla recalls over 1.8 million U.S. vehicles over the hood issue. But that's not mattering to Tesla today. That's about all I want to talk about there. Let's go to upgrades, downgrades. Let's see here. Let's just refresh this to make sure we get all the up-to-date upgrades. Let's see. Affirm, upgraded. All right. ASML, semi, upgraded. 3M, upgraded. Raytheon, upgraded. Okay, that's the upgrades. Let's go to the downgrades now. Downgraded. Abbott Labs. Okay, Abbott Labs. What else we got? Novavax, downgraded. That's about all right there. Price target changes. Let's do that. We'll go to target raised first. All right. I'm only going to name stuff that's pertinent to big movers in the market. GE target raised to 200. Lockheed Martin target raised to 505. Let's see here. ON target raised semi. Royal Caribbean Cruises target raised. Skyworks target raised to 115. Okay, let's go to target lowers. We got CrowdStrike down to 375, target lowered. McDonald's target lowered. Block target lowered to $55. Okay. And we'll end it with initiations. Let's see here, nothing there to talk about. All right. Now let's look at earnings. Earnings, okay? So today, SoFi, PayPal, Pfizer, BP, Procter & Gamble, Merck, JetBlue all reported. Big main event today after the close is AMD, Microsoft, Starbucks, Arista, Pinterest, Caesars, First Solar, Electronic Arts. Those are big ones today after the close. And tomorrow, before the open, you got Boeing, Norwegian Cruise Line, Wingstop, Kraft Heinz, Altria, Humana, MasterCard. Okay, so this week is huge in earnings. All right. Now, let's go to some daily charts here, and there's not much to talk about, so we can briefly go over this. I'll briefly go over this here. Alrighty. We're in a range, folks. Look at this. Look at these wicks all lining up, right? Remember I talked about this 548 level? It's just resistance right now in the SPY. That's all it is. We're right now 545.65. We're right here. Let's see where we're at right now. Yeah, you're in the middle. You're in the crap trade location right now. Okay. All right, crap trade location. Now let's look at the live look at the futures. Here we go. Look at this. These 3 wicks, and now you're here in the middle of this range. Garbage. Right at the 50-day moving average in futures. right? So pretty garbage trade location, but you will have an inside out trade. I'll explain that later. Okay, you will have the inside out trade. Let's go to Qs. Qs, same thing. Drop, and we're holding. This 468 level has been resistance. Okay, has been resistance. Where are we at now? 465.20. 465.20 puts us right there in the middle of yesterday's range. Garbage. You don't want to be there. Let's look at the live look futures, right? Look at that right there. You got 193, let's call it 90 is resistance. Okay, the futures market's holding the 100-day moving average. But this is bearish structure. Now, it's bearish structure, but we have tons of data this week. So the market could rip up with AMD and Microsoft, could rip down with AMD and Microsoft, could do the same thing with FOMC, could do the same thing with non-farm payrolls and unemployment. Okay. But this is just a range. Now, what is this doing? Think of a spring. This is coiling, coiling, coiling for a big move. Okay, because if you move this way, shorts have to cover. If you move this way, longs have to liquidate their positions. Okay, that's how this market works. That's how it works. Now, where are we going to go? We're going to go to that triple-headed monster. Let's quickly go to the futures trading list with the 10-year yield, and it's down 0.14. Obviously, waiting for information. Okay, it's just waiting. Bond market's waiting. Go back to the daily charts. We'll put up that 10-year yield and start the triple-headed monster evaluation. Right? There we go. Let's zoom out. All right, we're clearly in a downtrend, but this support's holding. So all that matters is what we do with FOMC, with non-farm payrolls. All right, mainly in FOMC. This will be a catalyst. Right now, we don't have much edge here. We don't know what's going on. All right, so now we're going to move on to the dollar. Here's the dollar breaking out of this range, still getting some momentum here. So interesting, right? Dollar's kind of crawling up. Remember, higher dollar bad for equities, higher dollar bad for commodities. Okay. Let's look at that VIX, the beautiful VIX. We're holding over 16, folks. That is fear. All right, and we got big data coming out this week, so people are hedging up a little bit. All right, it's not ultimate fear, but 16 VIX is a 1% expected move in the S&P 500. Okay, that's why that volatility is there. Okay, that is your triple-headed monster. Now, we're going to move over to the main event, which is the market profile and volume profile structure that we got to talk about here. All right, and let's go over there. Okay, we are in balance, folks. Okay, this is what our ES looks like, the futures. All right, now what do we got to look at now? What do we have to look at? We have to look at structure. Okay, so pretty clear to see here. Get my marker out here, and let's look at the profile of the rolling week. And the profile is saying exactly what's going on. Here we go. Have some excess to the top. And then what do we have? Value area. What does that represent? 70% of the trading volume has been there. And then we have the excess to the bottom. Where's the most traded price of the week? There's a lot of distributions here. Right now it's here. Okay. I base these off the real-time trading hours. Okay. Not the 24. This the 24-hour is 54.90. The real-time trading hours is 55.04. Let's call it 55.05. All right. That's the center of this balance. Okay. And when you have that most traded price in the center, you tend to do this. Go up, you go down, you go up, you go down, you go up. Okay. Now, 55.30 is the bull bear line. It's a large composite high volume node. Like I said yesterday, This is a wall. If you accept value above it, that's very bullish. If you hold under it, you're probably going to just start trading in a range. And this is what happened. I did have a nice short yesterday. I think it was close to a 200% winner yesterday. When we came up here and we started to fail, and I noticed other Mag 7 stocks were at the top of their ranges, I shorted up here and I wrote it down. Okay. It fell farther than when I got out, but what are you going to do? Okay. Still a decent winner, and I can't complain. And that's more of a structure play. I'm noticing with my internals, they aren't quick enough sometimes on the short side or the long side sometimes to give you a chance to really analyze it, because structure is everything. Now, I want to tell you, when the market was down here, okay, I tried to get, there was an order flow trap, especially in the Qs. I mean, especially in the ES. Big time sellers hitting that bid down here. I did quarter position longs here, and I just mistimed it, because when that thing really moved, it rocketed up, and I just didn't time it right. I actually wasn't patient enough, to be honest with you. So still a green day, but you just got to be patient sometimes, and sometimes you miss stuff. So anyway, so let's look at some levels here. Now, the only levels that I really care about right now are 55.30, and now we have 50, let's call it 54.80 here in this demand zone. That's it. And I think today we're probably going to do this again. Boop. Because we have big earnings coming out. And even though some have beat, like Netflix beat earnings, it went down. Google beat earnings, and it went down only because their AI CapEx expenditures were like eating into some of their profits, but they beat. So that's kind of like a little bit of a telltale sign, right? But what if Microsoft beats and AMD beats? Does the market still give it love, or does it fall as well? I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, so today's super, super easy. Okay, we're in a range, folks. And you fade the edges until it doesn't work anymore. Because every time a market comes up here, you think, oh my God, it's going to break out. And then what happens? Boop. Oh my God, it's going to fall out of bed. Nope. That's what we're in right now. Okay, so there's not a lot of nuance right now. And I can say one thing, okay? And we're going to get right into this, because overnight inventory is balanced. That's not an edge, okay? We have a weak low here, 54.80. That's what we have to pay attention to. That could be the bottom of the balance range. Okay, you can see, what does that line up with to the right? Value area low for the week. Okay, value area low. And so when you say value area, let me get a really quick explanation. Value area just means 70% of traders only traded in this range. This is the hot range, right? Think about this as a car or a house. Okay, and let's say that the house, this is the most traded price, right? Let's say this house is worth $500,000. That's value. Okay. And if your house, and you bid up on the house at 450,000, you're below value. You want to be a buyer here of that house. Okay. When you get above value, up here around 55.30, that house could be worth $550,000. Well, I don't want to buy it above value. I want to sell. Now, obviously, you don't sell if you're bidding up the house, but I want to wait for that market to go back below value. That's why you use this. The market's an auction. That's all it is. Okay? Hopefully that explains that. Now, let's get right into scenarios. Pretty simple today. Very simple. Okay. What do we got? We got demand here, and we got the 54.80 week low. All right, what do I want to see? Market could go up here, come through here, and there you want to just see, what do we do? Do you do a bear trap here where you break these lows and makes it look like it's going to go lower and then it goes lower highs? Well, I want to get long here and go back to the other side of balance. Okay, now immediate plan can be, let's get rid of this. Here's the most traded price of the week and yesterday. Okay, so what could happen is you got a bullish imbalance right now in this profile in the overnight, which means most likely it's going to push up. Okay, it doesn't have to do that right away. So one thing that can happen here is the market attempts to come up, and now look, this is looking like the most trader price of the overnight, right around 55.15. Okay, what can happen is we can do this, cut through that would be longs, they'd get hurt, and if you hold this price, you can make it up to 55.30. That's another thing that can happen. Okay, that's all I'm interested really in. I'd rather get this play, but I'll take this play as well. Now, short side. Okay, 55.30 is that monster level I talked about. Happens to also be the 9-day daily right there. This happens to be the 50-day moving average in futures. Okay, so so I'm expecting this because you got a bullish imbalance. And what do I mean by that? Every profile has a bell curve, right? Now look at this. Does that look like a bell? Nope. How do you complete that bell? Well, you do this. That's why I'm expecting this. Okay. So in a bear's case, I want to see, hold it, fine. Go up into this supply and this 55.30. I want to see what the market does with this level. You could even do one of these. Whoop. But then lower high, lower high. Well, we're going to probably go back to this side. Okay, now, just the flip side, just like I showed you on the longs, with this level, okay, this can also happen. Push up, you want to be conservative, wait for this level to get taken out, pull back, hold, find acceptance under this level. It could also test the week low. Yesterday's in this demand zone. Like I said, can it do that? Maybe. But like I said, the data, do you really want to hold on to a short after Microsoft and AMD or before they report? Not really. That's not really smart. Okay. That's the scenarios for the ES. Okay, let's get over to the NASDAQ. Let's see how this looks. Pretty similar. Pretty similar. Let's move this up. You got a nice little bell curve here. All right, see what I'm talking about? So as soon as I come in and I see the bell curve, all right, that's a balanced market. Okay, that's a balanced market here. Let's even expand this out a little bit. Okay, let's look at this together. All right, so we have a balanced market. We have the most trader price, which is 192. Happens to be the most traded price of the overnight and the RTH session. Right there is the most traded price. Where's price? Right there. Okay. We have a nice little range popping up. So we have resistance from 193.62 to 192.77. Okay. This area from almost up to 193.90 is resistance. Think of that as 55.30 in the ES. 193.90. Okay. Now, yesterday, see what I mean right here? You pulled right back to the 100-day moving average. You found buyers. Well, I'm sorry, that's in the overnight. Right here, you pushed up, right? So, that's our little range. Okay. You got a demand zone right here. So, I'm going to say right here, bulls got to defend this area. Okay. Bears got to defend this area. We're in the middle, pretty much. You need to see a test here or a test here. Okay. Now, inventory is balanced, no edge. Okay. You don't have that bullish imbalance as much, but you do. So let's look at this profile on the overnight. See how it's like this? It needs to look like this, which means you should move into this area. And if probability on the side is that we probably sell off here and go back here. Okay. That's most likely the probability. Probabilities aren't always right, but probabilities mean they happen more than not. Okay? So, how do we play this? Very similar, very easy, and we're going to get right into the scenarios because there's not much to talk about. Okay? So, let's do it. Remember, story is always important. All right? Now, if this market didn't have all this data, I'd be talking about more breakouts, right? But you got to understand what's going on in the market. Okay? So, bull case, this is demand along with the overnight lows, okay, at 190.76. What do you do here if the market comes here? What do you do? If it gets here and does this and then lower high, you're going to go back to this side. Okay. Now, same thing as before. This level is very important here. If the market does this, comes back, tests the most traded price, and it holds, well, then you can test this other side of this as well. That's the long scenarios. That's it. Now, there is one more. If you do this, and you really get here, there's another demand here. This could be a bear trap, and the market holds, and you rip back up. Okay. Now, let's get into the bull. I mean the bear case. The bear case is you got supply right here, most traded price of yesterday right here. Okay, most traded price of yesterday right there. So, what do you want to see? You want to see what? What did I say? You want to see this bell curve complete, which would be up into here. Okay, so once that moves up into here, and I would like to see some lower highs, so you can set risk here and then see what it does. Do we fall? And like I said, if we do this and hold, we can test yesterday's lows. Now again, I don't like this as much, but I will talk about it. If you do this and break this level, hold, this will be a little tough because it's kind of close. Even if we did this, and I don't love this, but I have to say it, if you break this demand, come back up here and hold, this could also roll. I don't like that as much though. Okay, I'm all about trade location. You got to have nice trade location. I'd rather be short up here and watch it. Okay. Alrighty. I think that's it, folks, for the scenarios. All right, now let's look at our high volume nodes, our low volume nodes. We'll do a little bonus today with that. All right, we can see why 5530 is so problematic, and we'll do that right now. Some bonus. Let's look at it. We'll look at the ES first. Okay, let's look at it this together. So this is the my volume profile chart. Okay, and I'm trying to get it the right color here. We'll use hot pink. We'll make it a little bigger here. Okay, so just real quick, here's a profile. You know what? I don't like it's too thick. Let's go for the thinner. So every blue profile is weeklies. This is a weekly picture as a weekly candle. That's all it is. Okay. Every white outline like this is the monthly candle, but it's a monthly profile. Okay. And every candlestick is 4-hour candlestick. Okay. And what I have on here is just monthly VWAP right there. Monthly VWAP. Every month starts, you have a VWAP. Okay. Now on the right, I have a heat map. You notice the hot red sections and the cool sections of yellow. Okay. That is the hot heat map is a year ago from today. A year ago. Okay. The whites profile inside here is this year. Okay. This year. Now within every week, there's a most traded price with a white most traded price. Like this week was 55.30. Okay. Every month, which is stronger, is a most traded price as well. Like this month's most traded price is 56.41. Okay. So remember I talked about 55.30. Look at the past. this level. That was this month's most traded price. Now look at this node here, right here, jolting out here. That high volume node has been resistance. That's how it works, folks. Okay. And we clean this pocket, this little low volume pocket, which should get cleaned. And we went right to here, this little high volume node, and we bounced. So that's why this is bouncing here and it can't get over this level. Now this price is the most traded price of this year, which is 52.74. Okay. So I just wanted to show you guys what I love about this. I can real quickly see, oh, look at this. We're going to make a big move from here. Boom. Right? Look at this. All together. We're going to make a big move from here. Boom. That's how it works, folks. That's how it works. Now let's look at the NASDAQ together, and we'll wrap it up. We'll push this down a little bit so you guys can see it. Okay. And I've said this before, but if you're new, I want you to notice one thing on this chart. The monster high volume node in the NASDAQ is the most traded price of this year. It's the most traded price of a year ago. That level is 185.47. We are hovering above it. Okay. This is a magnet. If we get weakness, we are going to find this level. Go right to it. Okay. We're hovering above it, but if we get weakness in this market should not go through this level like a high enough through butter. It should stop it. Now, like I just said that, right? What if it does go through it? Well, we're going to sell off farther. Okay. However, just to say, this is around the 20,000 right here, this high volume node right there. And just notice from the past, let's look at the past. That was a high volume node in the past right there. Most traded price of a month. When we came to it, we stopped. But look what happens when we stop there and coiled and coiled and coiled. Boom! Big move down. Now look what we're doing again. Coiling. So guess what, guys? We go long, you're going to 20,000. We go short, you're going to the most traded price, the monster high volume node of 185.47. That's how the market works. It's very easy to see that in this chart, right? Market does one thing, trades in a range or it trends, right? Let's look at it together. Range, trend, range. Now it's going to be trend or trend. That's it. That's the market. That's how the market works, right? Range, trend, range, trend. That's it. That's it, folks. All the way the market works. And price action in between, okay, just to show you, all this is all noise. It's just building a range for it to go boom. Okay. Now, day trading, yes, that noise is, that's where I make money. However, in macro wise, in the big picture, it doesn't matter. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and hopefully that made sense to you. Okay. So hopefully you enjoyed it. And of course, if it's your first time, please subscribe and set an alert. Join me every day, 8-10 a.m. Okay. Get a cup of coffee. Thank you, G-Man. Get a cup of coffee, sit back, let me do the work. You listen to the 35, 40 minutes of me. You get a good sense of the market. Okay, you get a good sense of the market. All right, so if you did enjoy my content, please give me a thumbs up or a like. Hit that like button, please. Smash it, do whatever you want to call it. Then you can follow me on X at Gonzo719. All right, everybody, we got our plans. Remember, fade edges. Now, I'm not telling you all out short edges. You got to analyze it. Okay, you got to analyze it. Okay, but it's probably what should happen today. Now, I'm not a guy who predicts. I'm a guy who talks about probabilities. So, probability is we stay in the range until AMD and Microsoft report. The market's closed anyway. So, obviously, there's aftermarket hours trading, but the official market is closed. Okay. So everybody have a great day, and think about what I said about how the market moves. And we'll see everybody tomorrow morning.